Hi, I am sending you a snowball from Wisconsin. Up and running. Urgent care, Zoomy care, MD Quick walk-in. This paper and talk is based on setting up an urgent care, although it will be applicable to any type of same business. I am Charmayne Horton. I'm a doctorate student at Westcliff University. First things first, not a rocket scientist. I am not a rocket scientist when it comes to healthcare facilities. Although I have visited a couple of those urgent cares, ERs, at different times in different states, and they all have been different as night and day. In order to be a good facility, you have to be competitive. Competitive when it comes to providing patient education, to have the best medical procedures, to have a relationship or a pharmacy there or close by or giving out free pills. A therapy is also recommended. Lately, people have doing a lot of occupational therapy. With Amazon growing and Uline growing leaps and bounds, a lot of people are looking for that particular type of service, even in an urgent care. And also another interesting additive that to make it set apart from another company is a free delivery of medical equipment, even if it's for blood pressure or a wheelchair. Knowledge, gather the facts. Get the facts, get the costs, take a look and do a survey of potential customers, take a look at the best location, and always remember to innovate. Always try to innovate. Remember service, 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 customer, customer, customer. Technology and innovation. Many systems available. Look at the one that's easy to maintain, and that other organizations are familiar with it and can log on and hook on. Find one that's timely. The process time is not, it doesn't take forever. Customers do not like to wait. Electronic medical records are here forever and will be more so as time goes on. Pharmacy technology and availability. Can you fax over a prescription? Can they deliver it over to the healthcare facility? Can you stop and pick it up? Is it right there on site? Lately, I have seen that doctors have prescribed some types of prescriptions that are not available at the pharmacy you might use. So an RFID code for identification is easy for a pharmacy, or even if you can access online to see if that pharmacy that you have a relationship with has the prescription available, or they have to order it out and you might have to wait a day or two. Financial systems, remember, that's an important part of any kind of computer system is the finances. Service, in and out and goodbye. Customers don't want to wait. They want to get in, they want to get out. They like it when you say goodbye, see you later, and they have everything in their possession that they need. Clients are important. Quality makes for good clients and a happy client. What is new in healthcare industry? Not me. On the hospital front, I don't know. I know that the hospitals are growing, that they're also now building little sub-hospitals off to the side or down the road. In the last 10 years, the only thing that I really have noticed is a sign in the waiting room that says, let us know if you've waited 15 minutes. I don't know what that means. I don't think it means that, oh, well, time's up, come on in or come back later. Network with medical facilities. If you're starting up a Zoomy clinic, it would be a good practice to hook up with a doctor's office close by or another medical facilities. If you could do a Zoom or Skype for assistance, would make it more efficient and also give the customer more confidence. And turn your ideas and thoughts into successes. If you thought of it, somebody else is going to think of it, and somebody else will act on it. Keep up with the new technology and the best practices. I have a friend that has a dentist's office, and her staff can do everything and anything, including the receptionist, the billing clerk. She has every seminar available, she sends them to. Every time there's an opportunity for a certification for any of her staff, she sends them to. Anytime there's a new equipment, she has them come and give a demonstration either at her office or at the site that it's manufactured. She has the latest and the greatest technology available. She also lets her staff get certification, makes them more valuable, and makes them easier if something would happen or they have to relocate, they could get a job. Specialties are important, so if there's a specialty type of training available, especially with diabetes or therapies for seniors, make it available to your staff so that they can provide good service to your ZoomiCare facility. More innovations. Healthcare is a service-based facility. They offer services. So what can you do to be innovative? Offer the best services. Innovate the best possible. Can you go park the car for somebody? Do you have a wheelchair available, or a walker, or a cane, or just physical assistance to get them in the door? Use your resources that you have available. If you have a receptionist sitting behind the desk and somebody drives up and it's a taxi cab, go out and assist them in coming in. Also try to keep up with the latest in equipment. Equipment in the medical industry is constantly growing and changing. And also set up some consulting online at your facility. With Skype and Zoom and Polycom, you can call other doctors and set up a system so that you can be available. However, it would also be a good idea for that vendor that has the equipment to be available to explain or show or answer questions. One of the things that I thought was interesting the last time I was in a medical quick facility was the large print. They had many of the information available in large print. Not so much the prescriptions that they offer, because those can be printed out in large print or instructions right when the patient's there. But some of the information available on the desktop there was some interesting pamphlets on education on vitamins and hearing and eyesight. And the other thing is, when your location happens to be in an area where there's not so many English-speaking people like Spanish, Polish, Italian, or Asian, have an interpreter available. The interpreter can even be available online. This always doesn't work so good. I want to go over something that educational or book related, and that's Michael E. Porter. Michael E. Porter is an author that identifies and analyzes strengths and weaknesses in organizations. There's a little flow chart where everything feeds into the competitive rivalry. So no matter what kind of business you have, there's going to be a competition. Porter's 5 forces include competition in the industry. Competition, people will say, is good. So if you have a competitor down the road, look and see what they're doing. What can you do better than them? Potential of new entrants into the industry. Maybe there is not a healthcare facility in your neighborhood that you have established. That doesn't mean there won't be one soon. Power of suppliers. Use your suppliers. The suppliers have a wealth of information. Spend a couple of minutes anytime that one stops in and gives you a call and find out what they have to offer, and even ask them what the competition is doing. And the power of the customers. Don't forget your customers can help you. You never know what that customer does on the side, what business he owns, what he knows, and who he knows. And always tap in and get to know that customer, what they're about. And the threat of substitute products is always going to be there. Everybody wants generic. It's less costly. or if another manufacturer makes the same kind of prescription at a lesser price. The competition, healthcare industry is intense. You can't live without it. And healthcare industry depend on pharmaceutical companies for advice and product. And the pharmaceutical companies spend a lot of money on R&D and to the latest available prescriptions. Insurance is also an intense industry. Without the insurance company that makes investments in our future, there isn't going to be a good healthcare facility in the neighborhood. Hospitals are less intense. They're there for service. They're located always in a good neighborhood, easily accessible to them. Advantages versus rivalry. If a facility is growing up in your neighborhood, change prices. Find out what they're paying and change the prices. Be more competitive. Differentiate. What kind of services are they offering that you might be able to offer? And kind of equipment. Products. What kind of products can you offer them? Can you give them free samples? Work with your vendor and have free samples available. Or services. What can you offer for a service? Do you have a relationship with a pharmacy next door, with a therapist next door, with a psychiatrist next door, with a specialist in hearing loss and eye? Set up a relationship with them so that you can offer more services and you're familiar with the doctor that's next door to you and what they can offer. Okay, threats. Markets are always going to be tight. There's always going to be competition. Pharmaceutical companies might be competitive, but they use a lot of the capital for R&D. They also use a lot on making sure that they follow rules, regulations, and the policies. Insurance companies have to follow federal and state regulations, so their flexibility is less. Economic of scale, you got to make a profit. So in order to make a profit, you got to watch your costs, and that'll bring success. Negotiate. I cannot tell you enough to negotiate. Negotiate services. Anytime that you have a therapist next door or a pharmacy next door down the road, negotiate. They want your business just as much as you would like to have their business. So negotiate contract. What can you give them and what can they give you? Suppliers. Don't forget to negotiate the supplies you use in the office. That might just be cleaning supplies, not only just the medicals and the drugs, or paper and office supplies. Negotiate them to the best cost possible. As Herb Cole wrote in his book, everything is negotiable. Substitute. Keep up with the latest in technology at your facility. What's available for substitution? What else is somebody else using? What kind of bandages are they using? Is there a stretch kind or a washable kind? Or easy accessible to put on and put off that a senior kid doesn't have to take a big bandage and try to wrap it? What's available to them? And also look at replacements. There's always going to be a substitute out there, and it's better than what you have there, or something that's better for a senior or a person to understand and use. And remember, the customer is most important. The suppliers are just as valuable. Innovate, innovate, innovate. And keep in mind improving the difference. What can you offer that's different than anybody else down the road? And promote the difference. Advertise the difference. We offer and innovate. Always remember to keep thinking and innovate. Give the customers always something better or something no one else has at that time. A startup needs to provide a new type of service or product or programs. Here's a list of my references. I thank you, and a snowball right back at you. Thank you.